You have found the Bible in a Year Live Tanakh Project. Today is week 11, day 6, and my name is Sharone Dennis. I'll be your reader today. Today we're going to conclude the book of Joshua by reading chapters 22 to 24. In this section, the book concludes with the departure of the eastern tribes, a conflict over a large altar that is revealed to be a memorial, a final warning from Joshua about the consequences of unfaithfulness to God, and a concluding ceremony at Shechem where the people renew their covenant with God and Joshua makes the final address before his death. We've been reading from the Complete Jewish Bible, and so let's begin. Joshua 22. Then Yehoshua called the Reubenite, the Gadai, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, and said to them, "You have done everything Moses the servant of Adonai ordered you to do, and he did what I said in all the orders I gave you. All this time you have not abandoned your kinsmen, but have obeyed your commission, as Adonai your God ordered. Now, Adonai your God has given rest to your kinsmen, as he told them he would. So you too, return to your tents in the land which is your possession, which Moshe the servant of Adonai gave you beyond the Jordan. Only take great care to obey the mitzvah and the Torah which Moshe the servant of Adonai gave you, to love Adonai your God, follow all his ways, observe his mitzvah, cling to him, and serve him with all your heart and being." Then Yahushua blessed them and sent them away, and they went to their tents. To the one half tribe of Manasseh, Moshe had given an inheritance in Bashan, but to the other half, Yahushua gave one among their kinsmen on the west side of the Jordan. When Yahushua sent them away to their tents, he blessed them, saying, "Return with great riches to your tents, with very much livestock, with silver, gold, bronze, iron, and with great quantities of clothing. Share the spoil of your enemies with your kinsmen." So the descendants of Reuben, the descendants of Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh returned. They left the people of Israel in Shiloh in the land of Canaan to go to the land of Gilead, to the land they were to possess and which they already did possess, according to the order of Adonai through Moshe. When the descendants of Reuben, the descendants of Gad, and the half-tribe arrived in the area of the land of Canaan, near the Jordan, they built an altar there by the Jordan, a large, impressive altar. The people of Israel heard of it and said, "Look, the descendants of Reuben, the descendants of Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh have built an altar by the frontier of the land of Canaan, in the area by the Jordan, on the side that belongs to the people of Israel." When the people of Israel heard of it, the entire community of Israel gathered together in Shiloh to wage war against them. The people of Israel sent Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the Kohen, into the land of Gilead to the descendants of Reuben, the descendants of Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. With him were 10 leaders, one leader of an ancestral clan for each of the tribes of Israel. Each one was a head of his ancestral clan among the thousands of Israel. They came to the descendants of Reuben, the descendants of Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh in the land of Gilead, and spoke with them. They said, "Here is what the whole community of Adonai is saying. What is this treachery that you have committed against the God of Israel, turning away today from following Adonai, in that you have built yourselves an altar, thus rebelling today against Adonai? Is the guilt we incurred at Peor not enough for us? We haven't cleansed ourselves from it to this day, even though a plague came on the community of Adonai. Is this why you have turned away today from following Adonai? If you rebel against Adonai today, he will be angry tomorrow with the whole community of Israel. If the land you have taken possession of is unclean, then cross back over into the land which belongs to Adonai, where the tabernacle of Adonai is located, and take possession among us. But don't rebel against Adonai, and don't rebel against us by building yourselves an altar other than the altar of Adonai or God." Didn't Achan, the son of Zerach, commit a sin in regard to things set aside for destruction, and God's anger fell on the whole community of Israel? He was not the only one who died for his crime. Then the descendants of Reuben, the descendants of Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh answered the leaders of the thousands of Israel, "The mighty one, God, is Adonai. He knows, and Israel will know. If we acted in rebellion or treachery against Adonai, don't vindicate us. We haven't built an altar in order to turn away from following Adonai or to offer on it burnt offerings, grain offerings, or sacrifices as peace offerings. If we have, let Adonai himself require us to atone for it. Rather, we did this out of anxiety because we thought sometime in the future your descendants might say to our descendants, "You don't have anything to do with Adonai, the God of Israel, because Adonai made the Yarden the border between us and you. So you descendants of Reuven and Gad have no share in Adonai." In this way, your descendants could make our descendants stop fearing Adonai. So we said, let us now make preparations and build ourselves an altar, not for burnt offerings or sacrifices, but as a witness between us and you, between our generations who will come after us, so that we may perform the service for Adonai in his presence with our burnt offerings, sacrifices, and peace offerings, so that your descendants will not say to our descendants at some time future, "You have no share in Adonai." For this reason we said, when they accuse us or future generations in this way, we will say, "Look, here is a replica of the altar of Adonai which our ancestors made, not for burnt offerings or sacrifices, but as a witness between us and you." Far be it from us that we should rebel against Adonai and turn away today from following Adonai by building an altar for burnt offerings, grain offerings, or sacrifices other than the altar of Adonai our God, which stands in front of his tabernacle. When Pinchas, the Kohen, and the leaders of the community, the heads of the thousands of Israel who were with him, heard what the descendants of Reuben, the descendants of Gad, and the descendants of Manasseh said, it satisfied them. Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the Kohen, said to the descendants of Reuben, the descendants of Gad, and the descendants of Manasseh, "Today, we know that Adonai is here with us, because you have not committed this treasonous act against Adonai. Now you have saved the people of Israel from the anger of Adonai." So Pinchas, the son of Eleazar the Kohen, and the leaders returned from the descendants of Reuben and Gad, and from the land of Gilead to the land of Canaan, and the people of Israel, bringing word back to them. What they said satisfied the people of Israel. The people of Israel blessed God and said no more about going to wage war against the descendants of Reuben and Gad and destroying the land where they lived. The descendants of Reuben and Gad called the altar Ed, a witness between us that Adonai is God. Joshua 23. A long time afterwards, when Adonai had given Israel rest from all their surrounding enemies, and Yehoshua was old, with age taking its toll, Yehoshua summoned all Israel, their leaders, heads, judges, and officials, and said to them, "I am old. Age is taking its toll. You have seen everything that Adonai your God has done to all these nations because of you, for it is Adonai your God who has fought on your behalf. Here, I have allotted to you land for inheritance, according to your tribes, between the Yarden and the Great Sea to the west. It includes the land of the nations I have destroyed and the nations which remain. Adonai your God will thrust them out ahead of you and drive them out of your sight, so that you will possess their land, as Adonai your God told you. Therefore, be very firm about keeping and doing everything written in the book of the Torah of Moshe, and not turning aside from it either to the right or to the left. Then you won't become like those nations remaining among you. Don't even mention the name of their gods, let alone have people swear by them, serve them, or worship them. But cling to Adonai your God, as you have done to this day. This is why Adonai has driven out great, strong nations ahead of you, and it explains why no one has prevailed against you to this day, why one man of you has chased 1,000. It is because Adonai your God has fought on your behalf, as he said to you. Therefore, take great care to love Adonai your God. Otherwise, if you retreat and cling to the remnant of these other nations remaining among you, if you make marriages with them and have children with them, and they with you, know for certain that Adonai your God will stop driving these nations from your sight. Instead, they will become a snare and a trap for you, whipping your sides and pricking your eyes until you perish from this good land which Adonai your God has given you. Today, I am going the way of all the earth. Therefore, consider in all your hearts, and being that not one of all the good things Adonai your God said concerning you has failed to happen. It has all come to pass. Nothing of it has failed. Nevertheless, just as all the good things Adonai your God promised you have come upon you, likewise, Adonai will bring upon you all the bad things too, until he has destroyed you from this good land which Adonai your God has given you. When you violate the covenant of Adonai your God, which he ordered you to obey, and go and serve other gods and worship them, then the anger of Adonai will blaze up against you, and you will perish quickly from the good land which he has given you. Joshua 24. Yehoshua gathered all the tribes of Israel to Shechem. He summoned the leaders, heads, judges, and officials of Israel, and they presented themselves before God. Yehoshua said to all the people, "This is what Adonai, the God of Israel, says. In antiquity, your ancestors lived on the other side of the Euphrates River, Terach, the father of Avram and Nachor, and they served other gods. I took your ancestor Abraham from beyond the river, led him through all the land of Canaan, increased his descendants, and gave him Yitzhak. I gave to Yitzhak Yaakov and Esau. To Esau I gave Mount Seir as his possession, but Yaakov and his children went down into Egypt. I sent Moshe and Aaron. I inflicted plagues on Egypt in accordance with what I did among them, and afterwards I brought you out. Yes, I brought your fathers out of Egypt. You arrived at the sea, and the Egyptians were pursuing your ancestors with chariots and horsemen to the sea of Suf. But when they cried out to Adonai, he put darkness between you and the Egyptians, overwhelmed them with the sea, and drowned them. Your eyes saw what I did in Egypt, and then you lived in the desert for a long time. I brought you into the land of the Amori, living beyond the Jordan. They fought against you, but I handed them over to you. You took possession of their land, and I destroyed them ahead of you. Then Balak, son of Tispor, king of Moab, rose up and fought against Israel. He sent and summoned Bil'am, the son of Beor, to put a curse on you. But I refused to listen to Bil'am, and he actually blessed you. In this way I rescued you from him. Next you crossed the Jordan and came to Jericho. The men of Jericho fought against you, the Amori, the Perizi, the Canaani, the Hittite, Girgashai, Hivai, and Uvasai. I handed them over to you. I sent the hornet ahead of you, driving them out from ahead of you, the two kings of the Amori. It wasn't by your sword or your bow. Then I gave you a land where you had not worked, and cities you had not built, and you live there. You eat fruit from vineyards and olive groves which you did not plant. Therefore, fear Adonai and serve him truly and sincerely. Put away the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates River and in Egypt, and serve Adonai. If it seems bad to you to serve Adonai, then choose today whom you are going to serve. Will it be the gods your ancestors served beyond the rivers, or the gods of the Amori in whose land you are living? As for me and my household, we will serve Adonai. The people answered, Far be it from us that we would abandon Adonai to serve other gods, because it is Adonai our God who brought us and our fathers up out of the land of Egypt, from a life of slavery, and did those great signs before our eyes, and preserved us all along the way we traveled, and among all the peoples who passed through. And it was Adonai who drove out from ahead of us all the peoples, the Amori living in the land. Therefore, we too will serve Adonai, for he is our God. Yehoshua said to the people, You can't serve Adonai, because he is a holy God, a jealous God, and he will not forgive your crimes and sins. If you abandon Adonai and serve foreign gods, he will return, doing you harm and destroying you after he has done you good. But the people said to Yehoshua, No, but we will serve Adonai. Yehoshua said to the people, You are witnesses against yourself that you have chosen Adonai to serve him. They answered, We are witnesses. Now, Yehoshua urged, Put away the foreign gods you have among you, and turn your hearts to Adonai, the God of Israel. The people answered Yehoshua, We will serve Adonai our God. We will pay attention to what he says. So Yahushua made a covenant with the people that day, laying down for them laws and rulings there in Shechem. Yehoshua wrote these words in the book of the Torah of God. Then he took a big stone and set it up there under the oak next to the sanctuary of Adonai. Yehoshua said to all the people, "See, this stone will be a witness against us, because it has heard all the words of Adonai which he said to us. Therefore, it will be a witness against you in case you deny your God." Then Yehoshua sent the people away, every man to his inheritance. After this, Yehoshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Adonai, died. He was 110 years old. They buried him on his property in Timnath Serach, which is in the hills of Ephraim, north of Mount Gaash. Israel served Adonai throughout Yehoshua's lifetime and throughout the lifetimes of the leaders who outlived Yehoshua and had known all the deeds that Adonai had done on behalf of Israel. The bones of Yosheph, which the people of Israel had brought up from Egypt, they buried in Shechem, in the parcel of ground which Yaakov had bought from the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver, and they became a possession of the descendants of Yosheph. Finally, Eleazar, son of Aaron, died, and they buried him on the hill belonging to Pinchas' son, which had been given to him in the hills of Ephraim. This is the word of the Lord. Amen. We'll see you again tomorrow, where we will continue our readings in the Tanakh Project. Blessings.